guys, Jeff Turner from Predator Precision. I wanted to do a video explaining the details of our micro recorders, DVRs, for the optics that we sell. So first of all, there's a few different options. Our micro DVR is made for the Envision Halo and Halo LR. We have a Bearing Optics Hogster version that will work on all three models of the Hogsters, including the Super Hogster, which has onboard recording already, but it does not have audio. So some people are purchasing our units to gain audio. The third option is for the Envision Knox. That unit uses a similar USB connection to the Hogster, all the same features. However, the USB connection is different. So the Hogster, even though they both have USB-Cs, a Hogster DVR will not fit in a Knox because it takes a special USB-C end that's more slim that will fit in. And then lastly, and one of our more popular ones is the Trijicon. All of our units require an external power supply. So for instance, this one's for a Halo. The best way to explain this is the cord. If you're going to run an external power supply, which most people do, the cord that you run from your power supply to your Halo, this basically replaces that cord with the DVR built in. So the Trijicon is the only unit that does not allow power to be pushed in the data port. So if you're ordering a Trijicon unit, you are going to have to run either your internal batteries. There's an option for a battery cap that has a wire coming out of it to USB 2.0. And then there's a couple other options, battery extenders and that type of thing. But you're still on a Trijicon, you're going to have to separately power your scope from the DVR. Everything else, Envision, the Knox, the Halos, Hogsters, all of those accept power through the data port. So, a couple things on these. We recommend, I don't know if you can see on here, we recommend, this is plugged into charge. So, we recommend placing the battery pack on top of the scope, and then the DVR on top of the battery pack with 3M two-sided tape that we include, with the SD card slot facing back. Now, there's a couple reasons for that. One, it puts the start-stop button on your left side. So the same hand that you're manipulating your buttons with on the Halo, you're going to be able to start and stop the record. The other thing is these are 3D printed boxes. Keep in mind, we're a small company. It's two of us. We make all of these here locally. We 3D print the boxes, so it's not mil-spec tolerances. A little bit of light does leak out where the micro SD slot is. So we want that light facing backwards. So when the lens cap flips up, it covers everything up. So that's why we suggest facing it that way and mounting it that way. For the operations of this, we include instructions. I tried to be as clear as possible. I figured they were self-explanatory, however some people have asked. When you power this up, it does take 10 seconds for this DVR to kind of go through a boot process. Once it's powered up, you're going to have a solid red light. It's start and stop. That's the only option. So power is passing through this as soon as it's powered in, and then to record, you simply press the button once. This solid red light will start to blink, telling you it's recording, and then press the button again, and it will stop recording. It will go back to a solid red light. The file format in these is MP4, so you simply take the micro SD card out, you can plug it in your computer, you can get an adapter to plug in your phone. It's super easy. You don't have to convert anything. It's not like Pulsar where it has an AVI file that needs to convert it over to a MP4 format for editing or anything like that. You just pull the card out, stick it in your computer, and you'll be able to work with it, or upload it to social media or whatever you want to do with it. Unlike the LPMR that breaks files into 1-minute segments and you have to try to stitch those together, this breaks it into 10-minute segments. So if you happen to leave this thing run or whatever, we have to have a file size cutoff or the file gets too big to be manageable. So this is I set the default for these at 10 minutes. So this can run for 30 minutes. It's just going to give you 3 files. And then you'll be able to stitch those files or put those files back together, and it will seamlessly play the video, but it's going to break it into 3 files because of file size. So hopefully that clears up some issues with that. Again, we've tried to be as detailed in the instructions as possible. Some other things is we get a lot of requests for combo boxes. Now, I want to tell people up front, the combo boxes were developed at people's request because they wanted everything mounted on their pick rail. So the way this works is a T-Core battery that we supply that comes with this fits inside this combo box, plugs in to the USB. This all goes on your pick rail, and then you start and stop record. So this is really just to address people who want everything up on the rail. My personal opinion, and through the design of this, is I don't think that's ideal. But again, we listened to what the customers wanted, and there was enough people wanting this that we decided to design the product. We also are going to be releasing a version without this pick rail. So if you would want to, for instance, mount it back here to your stock, you could do that. Our prototypes, that's the way I did it. Out on the stand, I did not want so much movement that I had to reach to the front of my gun for anything. So I had it mounted back by my stock, so when I was on my tripod, I could just take my right hand and hit the button. So we will have an option for without a pick rail, or with a pick rail, but the original design and what I feel best is simply buying the micro DVR and then using your own battery. So there's all different kinds of batteries. These little T-Cores are great. This is the ones we used previously. I switched to these because these have just a little larger footprint and are a little harder to mount. But if anything goes bad with this whole setup, it's going to be your battery. So if you go with this combo unit, you are kind of married to this T-Core battery, where if you buy just the micro DVR, you can use whatever battery you want. 5,000 milliamp, ours comes as a 10,000 milliamp. To give you an idea, with a Halo LR, the 10,000 milliamp battery will run the DVR and the Halo LR for 8.5 hours. And at 8.5 hours, you're down to 10%, and that's when we cut off the testing. So technically, it'll run it longer than that. At 10% battery life, we felt that we might get some variances in voltage and cut the testing off at 8.5 hours. So that is the basics of our micro DVRs. We have some more units in development as more thermals come out. We're going to be developing other units. We also have some really neat stuff in the works that we can't really disclose any details on yet, but there's some big things in the works that are going to be really neat in the arena of being able to record. So please follow our social media pages. We're on Instagram and Facebook. And then also what really helps too is subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put all of our updates out through Facebook. We don't use Instagram a whole lot. So through Facebook, we put our updates out, and through YouTube. So if you subscribe to those two channels, you'll get a notification for updates. and can stay apprised when we do release new stuff. You'll get to hear about it right away. Also, I want to thank everybody for support. These DVRs have been a huge hit. We got a little backlogged a couple months ago, and we got over 100 orders down. And I just want to thank everybody. Everybody was super patient. We're now caught up, but everybody has been wonderful about this. So we had no idea that this would catch on as well as it has, and that I knew the predator hunting community was great and supportive. But without the people that have purchased our DVRs and supported us and gives us, good references and feedback and suggests us on social media and everything, we wouldn't be where we are. So I want to be sure and thank everybody for the support. Everybody's great people. And if you need anything, we pride ourselves in our customer support. Please reach out and email us, contact us through the website, or call. If you email and we don't respond within a day, pick up the phone and give me a call. I answer the business line 7 days a week. So I want to be sure that everybody's taken care of and that we offer the absolute best customer service in the industry for what we do. So feel free to give us a call anytime, and I'll be sure to take care of you personally. Thank you.